I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Kasterborous.
I hope the ears are a bit less conspicuous this time.
You might be a doctor, but I am
I'm a doctor, but probably not the one you expect. Absolutely fantastic.
All of time and space, everything that ever happened or ever will. Where do you want to start?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bigger on the Inside, the new Who Doctor Who watch-along podcast. I'm with Harry Murdoch, as always. You all right, Harry?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
It's not just us this week. For the first time ever, we're doing a proper collaboration with somebody. You probably know him best as TheWhovianChaser over on YouTube. You also know his amazing cosplays on Instagram. It's Domonic Greenwood Martin, or as I'm going to refer to him for this whole podcast, as Dom. You all right, Dom?
Hello. How you doing?
Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Oh, no worries at all. Thank you for inviting me.
It seems great to have you on, especially for such... We were kind of hoping for a trailer. I know when we spoke on Twitter, we were saying, oh, come on, we'll talk about the trailer for the Christmas special, but we haven't got one, so we're going to be talking about the return of Captain Jack instead.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little teaser, which I guess is better than nothing, so happy with that.
Exactly.
Happy gooding for me.
And I feel like that teaser, along with the press release that came with it, there's so much in there that, in a way, it's just as much, if not a little more, than if we'd just gotten a trailer. So, you know, I feel like it all evens out.
Oh, yeah, for 100%. Did you get a chance to read the press release, Dom?
Yeah, I've literally just been editing a video on it right now. I was literally cramming. It's just like, right, okay, press release. Okay, film reaction to teaser. Okay, that's not a trailer. We'll just have 15 seconds of me just smiling. That's going in the video because I have nothing else to do. I've got 1 minute 30 of just like my hopes for the trailer. That wasn't a trailer. So that's... So there we go.
Yeah, I've got stuff pre-planned. I've got like articles pre-planned for the trailer that I'm now having to rewrite because there wasn't one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. It's just like you vaguely expect something's going to happen, but it never really happens in the way you expect. Because I remember when they we were expecting a trailer around the day they released those new promo images with Jodie in the prison outfit, and then we were like.
I think you guys can make it work. You could write, top 5 things you didn't notice in the 15-second long Captain Jack teaser.
Notice. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so first thing, how excited are we all for the return of Captain Jack?
Oh, very, very, very. It's been like 10 years since Jack actually interacted with the Doctor, so about time.
Yeah, no, I'm incredibly excited. Obviously, we kind of got our appetite kind of renewed for Captain Jack with Fugitive of Jadoon. But of course, the thing we've all been waiting for is, when is Jack going to meet the Doctor? And with this press release, Barrowman explicitly referred to Jack's heroic adventure with 13, which, is as definitive a confirmation as any that this time around, Jack will be meeting with the Doctor and going on an adventure with her.
Yeah, that was something I picked up on when I was reading, because I started reading and it said he'll be on hand to help out with the fam. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I liked seeing Jack interact with Graham, Yaz and Ryan. But what I think everybody really wants to see is that interaction with the Doctor.
Yeah, and it better be lengthy as well. Not just an end of the episode thing. And then we never see him again for another 3 or 4 years.
That's the one thing we're...
No, Harry, honestly, go for it.
That's the one thing we're uncertain of. I've been doing a lot of detective work with this press release. What we do know is that Jack is going to be in a lot of the episode. Matt Stevens said that Jack ignites the festive special from the start. So from essentially the very beginning of this story, Jack is going to be present. What we don't know is how much of that adventure is going to be him with 13. Obviously, 13, when we last left her at the end of the Timeless Children, she was, off in Jadoon prison, space prison. I'm not too sure.
I don't think it has a name yet. It did look a bit like Shardo or something.
Yes, that was something I thought about. Yeah, it does look similar to Shardo. Yeah. Harry.
So the one.
Go on, honestly, mate. Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, the one thing we don't know is we know Jack's going to be in this episode. He's going to be in a lot of it. We just don't know how much of it is going to be spent with the Doctor. Hopefully more than less.
Yeah, one thing I picked up from the press release was that it was classed as a feature-length episode. And I think I'm right in thinking feature lengths and movie length, so around about an hour plus an hour and a half.
It depends on what he's referring to, whether it just means feature in regards to a normal Doctor Who episode, in which case it'd be the standard hour, or if he's really going for proper feature, then maybe 65, like Timeless Children.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see, especially if they're bringing Jack back. I feel sorry for a lot of the Doctor Who production team, especially whoever manages their Twitter account, who must get daily floods of bring back Captain Jack, bring back Captain Jack. So maybe the fact that we're going to get round about an hour's worth of Captain Jack will keep us quiet for a little while.
That's the thing. I mean, they've been probably putting up for it for about 9 years, so.
The promo for the series, we got the photo of Jack leaning out the TARDIS. Very exciting to see him back. But we also got the sort of a square poster for the actual episode, very Instagram friendly, that had the Doctor in her full prison suit. I know, Harry, you mentioned that you picked up on a few little things with that.
Of course, the main thing is, well, there's a few main things, but the first thing that I noticed straight off the bat was the Doctor with her prison garb. We got one little teaser of it with her kind of making the markings on the wall, but here we got a proper good look at her front on, where it seems her hair's definitely longer. I don't know if maybe she's looking a bit more tired or something. Something about her face seems different in it. But whatever it is, that long hair suggests that she is, along with the previous image, she's been in this prison for a while.
Yeah, I was wondering how long she might have been there for.
I'm going to say, I'm not going to go too extreme, because I feel like if this was the Moffat era, we could probably get away with saying like 50 years. But with the Chibnall era being how it is, haven't had too many gaps, I'm going to say 6 months.
That was a question. Do you think that Jodie's characterization, because of being in prison for such a long time, will be notably different to how it's been during the last two series? Or do you reckon that she'll be her usual chirpy self?
She'll be her usual chirpy self in Series 13. But this episode, she'll probably be a little bit more subdued until she meets Jack. So I feel like Jack will re-inject that happiness back into her.
He does. I was wondering if this, obviously with COVID and stuff, filming has all come to a stop, and I know it was quite close to us possibly not actually getting a Christmas special, a festive special this year, since it was never really we never saw them filming. They seem to have done it at the same time as when they did the previous series. So they've clearly known Jack's going to be returning for a while, which sort of makes me think that when they teased him in Fugitives of the Dradoon for that short time, and, fans were pretty happy about that, but there was also that sort of bittersweetness of the fact he didn't get to see and meet the Doctor. They've kind of obviously been planning this for a long time.
There's definitely been something they've been trying to keep secret. I mean, there was a lot of rumors about Jack being in Revolution, and to the point at which it became the worst kept secret. But I would say that they definitely did their best, and it's just nice that it's finally public, because I feel like the fandom was slowly starting to lose it.
What do you think to things like set leaks and spoilers? Because I think some stuff's okay, but I feel like a lot of it can go too far. For example, if a photo of Barrowman on set had have leaked, or an image from the trailer would have leaked, it would have ruined it for a lot of people. But I think the speculation and the talk is more exciting than the actual.
Sometimes, yeah, because there was a lot of guesswork in the lead up to this particular episode. But I also feel like the way they've handled spoilers, I feel like the Chibnall era could afford to be a little bit more lax with spoilers. But I do feel like sometimes the Chibnall can give us too little. Like, for example, those promo images. There was only really two of them, and only one of them was interesting. The other one could have taken place in any other episode.
You're telling me you don't find 3 people sitting around a dinner table exciting, Dom?
No.
It's funny that you should mention the whole thing with leaks and set leaks, because there's one thing in this poster which I think, with the amount that they've already been leaked, is quite easy to overlook, which is that this poster, I believe, has given us the first official look at the new Dalek designs. On the edge of the poster, there's 2 Daleks, and these aren't just the rusty ones from Revolution. These are shiny, clean Daleks, new design, which I think is very, very exciting.
I mean, it's still technically the same design as the Resolution one, because if you just look at them closely, you'll find this one's just a lot sleeker version. You can tell from the dome that it's got that same sort of design elements with all the. If you just compare the designs side by side, you can see the similarities. But yeah, it gives me vibes that this is what the Resolution one used to look like. Which is a very interesting perspective, and I like the idea that we're finally getting a new Dalek designer 15 years on into the new series.
Yeah. Does this mean is this the end?
Aside from the paradigm, of course.
Of course. Although this does beg the question: is this officially the end of the Bronze Dalek?
Nah.
You don't think so?
No,
you think they'll keep the Bronze Dalek around?
They'll keep him around. I mean, the Bronze Dalek is going to be what the equivalent of the classic Dalek to Doctor Who. I mean, they can invent, like in the classic series, they had all the different variants, ending up with the Imperial Dalek. You could have the Special Weapons Dalek, but ultimately they still kept that same base design. I feel like the bronze one has become too iconic to get rid of, so they will probably keep the bronze one around when they just want someone to be like, oh, hey, look, a Dalek, instantly recognizable.
Yeah, I know when we had the Capaldi era, we had the series opener, I think it was series 10, you might be able to correct me there, Dom, with where we went to Skara and we met just an array of
series
Daleks.
9.
Series 9, was it? Thank you. An array of Daleks, and we saw Dalek Supreme again. We saw what is speculated to be Dalek Sec again. There was the Bronze Daleks, the Classic Daleks. There was all sorts of Daleks. So I think even though we're getting this new design, like you said, I think we're still going to be stuck with, not that it's a bad thing, with the Bronze Dalek that Harry was talking about. I don't know how much you guys know about the Christmas, I keep saying Christmas, we don't know yet, about the festive special, but I hope it doesn't spoil it for anybody. It's no big spoiler, but I do believe we do get a glimpse at the Bronze Daleks on a scene where it seemed the new style Daleks and the Bronze Daleks were going head to head at one point as well.
Does that mean we're going to be getting something similar to Remembrance with 2 different factions of Daleks, also slightly different, facing off?
Perhaps.
Might well end up that way, because given that it might be end up being those new Daleks versus the old Daleks, which would be quite a direction for the episode to take in, and have that the battleground being Earth. So Jack and the fam have to deal with that. So it'll be interesting.
What is your... I kind of got a glimpse of it there. What's your opinion on the fam? As in, I don't mind the team. I think the team is fantastic. But the actual word fam, the fam, what is your thoughts on that?
Oh, I hate it.
No, that's okay. I think a lot of people agree with that.
It just gives you vibes of, hello there, fellow kids.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. I think it's also slightly dated as well now to say fam. I think it was a thing for around about 6 months, which I imagine when they were producing the show, it was quite popular. But now it's not that good. And I also feel it's one of those things that people keep calling for them not to say it, and they're hearing us, but they're going to go, nope, we're going to keep saying it.
No, they'll double down.
Yeah. Harry, was there anything else you picked up on that we haven't mentioned?
I think that's most of the bases covered. One thing I've mused on is, obviously when we last saw Jack in Fugitive, his kind of main message to the fam was to make sure the Doctor didn't give the lone Cyberman what he wanted. Let's just hope that doesn't come up this time.
Oops.
What to me it seems, from my understanding of what I can piece together, it seems that the fugitive of the Jadoon, when we saw Jack being sort of taken away by the nanogenes again, it sort of makes me think that he's also perhaps in the same prison as the Doctor. Do you think it's sort of a Die Hard sort of, we've got to try and escape from this prison team up?
I would like that. but I somehow don't think, unfortunately. I mean,
I think
you
go.
No, you.
Okay, I was just going to say that judging by the press release describing Jack quite explicitly being with the fam, and the fact that the poster is composed so that Jack is kind of with those four, I imagine that Jack and Jodie are going to start in kind of separate places, and it'll be Jack working with the fam to get to her for at least the first act of the story.
I also feel as well that from that 15-second clip we got, it seems like that's in the episode, and obviously he's hearing the TARDIS for the first time, so it sort of seems like the Doctor isn't aware of where Jack is. She's traveling there, and it just by happenstance that Jack's also there, so it makes me think that he will be with Ryan, Yaz, and Graham, and that when the Doctor turns up, Jack just happens to be there with them.
That sounds like a fair assessment. I'm just wondering if that sound in that clip is the TARDIS materializing or dematerializing.
This is why we have him on. This is why we invited him on. We would never have thought of that.
There's also the question of, in that clip, it's hard to tell where Jack is. That doesn't look like the current TARDIS interior, but it does look quite sci-fi, the environment he's in.
It must be outside. It must be somewhere in the prison.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, did you possibly think he could be on board the TARDIS, Harry?
I wasn't sure. It was quite a sci-fi area he was in, so if it could have been a part of the TARDIS we'd not seen, but it didn't really align with the current design.
No, I think it would be a bit more golden if it was part of the current design.
Yeah.
Or at least a bit more blue.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything we haven't mentioned, Dom, that you would like to pick up on? Anything that you've noticed during your detective work?
I think we mentioned everything.
I think we have. To say we spoke about 15 seconds for quite a while, I think we've done all right, guys.
Yeah, we've done 20-odd minutes. That's very good, actually.
Yeah. Well, I must say thank you so much for joining us, Dom. I was gonna possibly say welcome to the fam, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll leave us all out of that embarrassment. But thank you so much for joining, and thanks everybody for listening. I'll make sure to leave a link to Dom's videos on this in the description below, so you can all go check that out as well. So thanks very much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official
Bigger on the Inside podcast.